Tonight, the clock is ticking for remote and regional workers with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Some have until next week to either commit to moving and working out of the agency's headquarters in Southwest D.C. or lose their jobs. But as these federal workers told me, even if they decide to relocate, there's no guarantee that they won't be laid off in the future. It's the latest report documenting the ongoing federal workforce fallout. Telework and remote workers with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, known widely as the CFPB, say they were sent letters informing them that their work arrangements outside of Washington were ending. And now they have to report to work in person at the agency's headquarters in D.C. The letter from CFPB Chief Operating Officer Adam Martinez laid out a phased return to work policy that's contingent on one's distance from Washington. Each phase has its own deadline, but all workers are due back in the office by August 31st. They fill a variety of roles from IT to legal and everything else.
I'm actually in Allentown, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Charles Perkins is a fully remote examiner for the agency. According to a follow-up letter he received from acting CFP Director Russell Vaught, he has until Tuesday, July 14th to decide.
As an examiner, that's ridiculous because we don't work on the same schedules, and the entire exam team doesn't work at the same times unless they're maybe at an institution doing something.
And I live and work from home in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. You know, I'm a homeowner, and certainly plan to remain in my home here in Philly for a long time. And I have family here. And, I wasn't looking to relocate, and it's not necessary for me to do that to do my job.
Russell Vaught's office didn't respond when we reached out, and we also didn't hear back from the CFPB. According to this letter sent by Martinez, the changes are in accordance with the president's executive order that required federal workers to work in the office. But many, however, see the change as a backdoor means of cutting the federal workforce without initiating a formal reduction in force. Currently, a federal injunction has paused efforts to formally reduce the CFPB workforce. Court records show officials plan to slash the workforce by about 50%.
Yeah, it appears that if people were to follow the relocation orders and, sell their house in Portland, Oregon, sell their house in Chicago, sell their house in Texas, and move to DC in order to report by the reporting date and bring their family with them, put their family in new schools, figure out elder care for their parents. Let's say they take all of those steps by August 31st. It's still likely or possible that they could get a termination notice after doing all of that if the RIF plan goes into effect.
This agency has been under sort of like constant political threat. I mean, why stay? Why stay when it is clear that this is a constant target?
I love my job. I do. I love it, and I love what we are able to do for the American public. I think that I could have never imagined that you can make such a good impact and go to work feeling that you've done something positive. And I am going to fight until the very last hour.
Well, within the last 2 hours, we've learned that a rally will take place tomorrow morning outside of the CFP headquarters in Southwest D.C. at 8 a.m. Now, we're still waiting to hear back from officials with the CFPB or the Office of Budget and Management. Now, additionally, multiple sources told me that there are spacing issues at CFPB headquarters as well. The agency has about 1,100 workers, and there are reportedly workstations for only about half of the agency.